Did you know that there is a village in Mexico of a few hundred people whose ancestors were enslaved people who found freedom in Mexico, and they celebrate Juneteenth? The village is located in a desert in the Mexican state of Coahuila, and it is called El Nacimiento de los Negros, which translates to the birth of the black people, and the people who live there are called Mascogos. Their ancestors first fled to Florida during the 17th and 18th century in search for freedom. Florida at that time was owned by Spain, and they usually allowed those who escaped slavery to live as free men and women. Many of the once enslaved people began living alongside Seminoles in Florida, which are Native Americans, and they became known as Black Seminoles themselves. After the US took over Florida in the 19th century and President Andrew Jackson signed into law the Indian Removal Act, the Native Americans of Florida, including the Black Seminoles, were forced to follow the Trail of Tears, and they ended up in Oklahoma and Texas, where they were not safe from slavery. That is when in 1850, about 60 Black Seminole families crossed into the Mexican state of Coahuila and formed their village of Mascogos. Mexico had already abolished slavery in 1829, a few decades before the US would. The Mascogos took their food and traditions with them. Today, many no longer know how to cook the dishes of their ancestors. They speak Spanish, not English. But English language hymns, remembered by few of the elders, are proof of their story.
Wapoda, to God in heaven, Wapoda, all the vida in Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done.
They have become Mexican and have had many generations of intermarriage, but they still celebrate Juneteenth. Here is a picture of them celebrating Juneteenth.